Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I wanted to talk to you about getting to the next level. So let's jump in. So it's something sensitive to and careful about, because I think a lot of times when you're going through a time of getting through narcissism and growing, and a lot of shifting is going on. And when you have a lot of shifting going on, you can be, especially early on, maybe not so much now for me, but I remember back when I first woke up to narcissism stuff, plus the trauma was still tender, you know what I'm saying? It hurt a little bit. And I just feel like when you wake up to something, anything that causes a shift in your life, and when you wake up to narcissism, for me, it changed me a lot, because I started to operate differently in all ways, even sometimes the things I ate, the places I went, the people I hang out with, and the things I speak and the things I read and how I operate. Just everything, mind, body, everything has been quite a bit different. And it's kind of like a process. That's why I said you got to let the process, just in the very beginning at least, take its course. And that's true, because when you're coming out of narcissism abuse and then you wake up to it, it's so mind blowing, and your mind is so beat up from the relationship you came out of, because you could have come out of one that you've been in for 10 years, 8 years, 2 years. It doesn't matter. Even just a couple of cycles with a heavy duty narcissist can destroy your brain, really, and your body, and get your endocrine system so far out of whack. It takes a long time to recover, and you feel kind of dizzy. And then having to wake up to all the abuse that's been going on your whole life, if you're like 40 or something, you know what I mean? It's a lot to swallow. They're so crazy with their thinking, you can never stop ruminating and all the oddball stuff that occurs. It's very heavy, I'll say that. But the next thing that has to happen as you're shifting, it's going to feel, sometimes it's going to have like a little bit of paranoia or anxiety and stuff, because you're like, these are new territories that I'm traveling in, new pathways, new roads, things I'm not used to, things that are uncomfortable to me. And because I don't know my boundaries in that space I'm operating in, normally you have these kind of like bumpers. When you go bowling, there's only so far out the ball could go, right, before it hits the gutter. And that's kind of how your old system of thinking was. It was like you knew your boundaries and you were comfortable with them, but they weren't advancing you. They weren't helping you. You weren't growing. They were in a devolved state, and a state of inferiority compared to what you have become, what you are becoming. But the challenge with that is it's a new street that you're pedaling down. You know what I mean? And you don't know those boundaries. You don't know what that street looks like. The other street, you knew exactly where the potholes were. You knew exactly which driveway that car was going to speed out of every morning at the same time, so to speak. But on this new pathway, whenever you have a shift, a heavy shift of learning, it causes a little bit of an upheaval, because it makes you a little uneasy. It's new territory. And just like then, I'm going through one now, because I've had a lot of major changes again in my life that have been good and helping me to focus on abundance and vibe and high, doing different things to understand new ways of thinking. But, some old things kind of come back into your life sometimes, like some of the things, maybe somebody you find out that have happened to you, and it can get to where it hurts again a little. It can get annoying. I'll tell you, people that are dealing with negative energy are annoying. They're pestering. That's the kind of energy I would describe it as. But nevertheless, it doesn't really affect me, but you got to watch those things, I feel like, because you can get upset with people and everything. And I think what I was dwelling on last night and today is that's not the right way of thinking. You got to let it go. In some cases, as much as we try to put ourselves in other people's shoes, I feel like that there are people sometimes that have dealt with some heavy duty stuff, but they weren't responsible and they weren't having good self-control, that's for sure. Nevertheless, it's something that I had to do to rationalize that I'm over it or whatever, to get back to center and continue on, because that's not what you want to do. You don't want to get off from your balance, because when you get off from your balance, that's when negative energy can affect you. And for me, I've noticed, I don't know, for some reason I feel like that I'm gonna have to move or something after all this. It's kind of weird, but nevertheless, I want to get to the next level of where I'm headed, my next achievement, my next project. I want to receive that key. You see this key? I want to receive that key to the next step, the next level, and where I'm going. And for me to do that, I have to bury the hatchet and let it go, and just kind of know, that, I know it's cool. No hard feelings, man. It's like, now I can get back to focusing on what's important, which is, to work on what I need to do to get to somebody showing me the door that key will open, because I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something else or something. And so I'm excited. But I guess what my point is you can start getting hyper focused and fixated on certain things and things that aren't good for you. And a lot of times, if you were able to, sometimes it's like you haven't been able to actually talk to an individual about these disputes as well. So that's part of a problem. Sometimes if you could, after you've like chilled out, talk some of these things out, you probably feel more comfortable like that. Nevertheless, to continue on, you want to stay balanced, and you don't want to allow things, that's the distractions, to come in and to confuse, to thwart, to bring your vibration level down. And that in turn will bring shields down, you know what I mean? And you can't allow stuff like that. You have to stand firm and have peace, man. Don't quit loving. Just don't give your love to the wrong people. That's all. And continue on. So I just wanted to say that. Maybe that'll help somebody out there. I think it will. And just have a great day, y'all, because you want to enjoy life. And the only way to truly enjoy life is to treat people correctly. Even sometimes when you don't feel like you should have to, or it's necessary. But nevertheless, I know that love's the strongest thing in this world system, and you can't be truly happy if you're wrecking people every day. And to have abundance and a good harvest in your life, and something that bears fruit, and something that you can work on to grow up from the ground up, something that can help others. That's what I'm talking about. That's what truly is a blessing, truly is abundant, and truly is something that you can really get excited about. So find that thing, find something, a passion, but something that can help you to grow, and not just to sink money into without getting some sort of financial reward. That's not smart. But be an explorer and investigate things. Don't just allow yourself to just believe thinking that the world wants you to think, because that's not always the case. That's not always true. And when you go down that road, you lose all your creativity. So thank you for watching. Till next time, soldier up. Peace, we out.